Most people who call themselves hybrid athletes are training harder than ever, but unfortunately not actually getting better. They're strong but slow, or fit but weak, and just kind of like stuck in the middle most of the time. So today I'm going to break down the 5 biggest mistakes people make when starting hybrid training, how to avoid them, so you can actually make progress in both strength and endurance. I'm happy to say that hybrid training has become increasingly popular in recent years, but its original meaning has been lost somewhat. So just bear with me for 1 minute. The term was first defined by Alex Viada in 2023. The concurrent training of different athletic disciplines that do not inherently support one another. In simple terms, it means developing multiple physical qualities at once, for example, getting stronger in the gym whilst improving your running or endurance capacity. Now, this approach challenges the traditional idea that you can only specialise in one sport, but it also introduces a unique problem known as the interference effect, where progress in one area can potentially slow down progress in another. So, understanding how to manage that balance is what separates a successful hybrid athlete from someone who is just constantly fatigued, under recovered, and, well, I guess stuck. And that's exactly what I do. Inside Built to Thrive, we help men develop the strength, endurance, and resilience without the compromise. Mistake number one is combining 100% of two programs. And that's huge. It's just simply stacking two programs on top of each other. Complete lifting split and a complete running plan. And just trying to do both. On paper, it sounds great, right? But in reality, you've just doubled your workload without doubling your recovery. This leads to overtraining, chronic fatigue, and eventually regressing in both areas. And this is how to fix it. You need to start with a realistic structure. The goal of hybrid training isn't to do more, it's to find the minimum effective dose, the smallest amount of training needed to stimulate adaptation in both strength and endurance. This means shorter focused lifting sessions, smarter running volumes, and built-in recovery days. You want balance, not overload, and this is one of the core principles inside Built to Thrive's push-pull and framework. Combining both systems intelligently so progress happens on both fronts, not at the expense of one another. You can grab a free week of push-pull run in the description. Mistake number two is undereating. When people introduce endurance on top of strength training, they dramatically increase their energy expenditure, but forget to increase their food intake. This creates a hidden calorie deficit that quickly impacts your strength, recovery, mood and sleep. Muscle loss, poor energy, stalled progress are often blamed on running when the real issue is actually just not eating enough. You need to calculate your calorie needs as soon as you add new volume to your training. Fuel performance first, aim for enough carbohydrates to support endurance, sufficient protein to maintain your muscle, and total calories to recover properly. In hybrid training, nutrition isn't about dieting, it's about fueling the work required. This is what we do inside Built to Thrive with a simple dieting system, a structure that teaches you how to eat for performance, not punishment. Mistake number three is no specific goals. Another common problem is training without direction. People lift, run, cycle at random, intervals, chasing variety instead of progress. But hybrid training is already complex, right? You need a clear objective. So be specific. Decide what you're already working towards. Is it a 5k time, strength milestone, or whatever endurance event? Then reverse engineer your training week so each moves you forward towards an outcome. Specificity drives adaptation and consistency compounds it. Without measurable goals, you always feel like you're doing a lot but achieving little. Mistake number four is thinking that more is better. In the fitness culture, most often training is seen as like a discipline, but with hybrid work, every additional session comes with a recovery cost. Push too far and you'll exceed your maximum recoverable volume. And that's the point where your body can no longer adapt positively. So fix it by prioritizing sustainability. Progress comes from repeating productive training weeks, not from running yourself into the ground. Your recovery capabilities influence things like sleep, nutrition, stress, workload, overall life. Respect those variables and manage fatigue proactively, and you'll make far more progress in the long term and you won't be exhausted as much. Many beginners fall into what could be called the Reddit trap, spending endless hours researching, calculating optimal session spacing, adjusting spreadsheets, instead of just actually training. Hybrid training is still evolving, right? There's limited data and no perfect formula. Trying to find a flawless plan just means you never actually stick to a plan at all. So just focus on practicality over perfection. Build a schedule that fits your real life, your job, your family, and your recovery time. Perfect conditions do not exist. So the most effective hybrid athletes are those who just, can adapt and stay consistent even when circumstances change. Progress comes from actually just doing the work, right? Not just endlessly adjusting the plan. And mistake number 5 is chasing perfection instead of just practicality. Hybrid training is about balance and adaptation. If you manage load intelligently, fuel properly, set clear goals and respect recovery and focus on sustainability, you'll progress faster than a person who tries to do everything at once. The interference effect doesn't have to stop you. It simply forces you to think more strategically about how you train. And this is the foundation of Built to Thrive, helping men simplify their training, fuel properly, and perform at a higher level in every area of life. My motto over the years when it comes to hybrid training, helping hundreds of men and myself at the same time with my own hybrid training, is more is not better. Better is better. And it's so important that we take that mindset on board, because if we think that more is more is not more is not better, better is better. You are better off doing 2 fantastic sessions in the gym than 3 mediocre ones. And you need to bear that in mind. So if you found this useful, take a moment to review your own training plan and ask yourself, am I doing too much? Am I fueling enough? Am I training towards a clear goal? Small adjustments in these areas can completely change your progress. And if you're ready to take your training to the next level, look good, move well, and perform at your absolute best, DM me the word hybrid on Instagram. The link's in the description. We'll chat about where you're at, where you want to get to, and how I can help you bridge that gap. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, hit that subscribe bell, and I will see you in the next video.